What's up everyone? On today's video, we're covering the top 7 things you need to know before moving to Matawan, New Jersey. We're going to cover a couple different topics like the location, commute to New York City, school systems, and quite a few others. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Steve McCutcheon, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. On the Live in Central Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you want to be the first one to know what's going on in your Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this video started. Coming in at point number 1, and that's going to be the location of Matawan. So as you can see from the photo popping up, Matawan is located in the northern part of Monmouth County, and it borders a couple different towns like Aberdeen, Marlborough, and Old Bridge. It ranks 25th out of 53 municipalities in Monmouth County in terms of size, coming in at just under 2.5 square miles. Most of that's going to be land. There are 2 major roadways that go through Matawan. That's going to be the Garden State Parkway and Route 34. Both these will run north to south, pretty much parallel to each other, but Route 34 is going to be a non-toll road, while the Garden State Parkway is a toll road. If you're looking to head to one of the many beach towns that we have here in Monmouth County, Matawan's a little farther away than some other towns within the county. So you can head up to, if you go a little bit farther north, you can go to Union Beach or Keensburg and go into that area. But if you want to go enjoy a boardwalk, one of the main shore towns, you can head over to Long Branch, Asbury Park, Belmar, one of those. And they're all going to be roughly about 30 minutes away as they give or take. Coming in at point number 2 is going to be the commute to New York City. A big reason why a lot of people do enjoy living in Matawan or moving to Matawan is that it's very easily accessible to get into New York City because you have a couple different ways to commute there. The first one's going to be driving yourself, the second would be taking the train, and the third one would be the bus. If you're driving yourself, as you can see from this photo, there's a couple different routes that you can take. The easiest one's probably just going to be hopping on the Garden State Parkway to the Turnpike and then up into New York City that way. There are some other ones, but that's probably going to be your main one. Roughly, I mean, this is just to get into the city. That does not kind of get into your job specifically, where your house or address might be in Matawan. So that says about an hour. It's probably closer to an hour 15, hour and a half when you add in the traffic and the different locations you have to get to. The second option would be taking the train. There is a train station in Matawan. It's the Matawan Aberdeen station, or you can go over to the Hazle one, just kind of depending on where you live in Matawan. So that's going to take you about an hour if you hop on the Matawan address or Matawan station. If you hop onto the Hazle one, maybe like an hour 5, hour 10 at the most. The last parts are going to be taking the bus. They have a bus station or a bus stop that's going to be located in like the Lloyd Road and Route 34 intersection over there, and that's going to have probably about like an hour and a half, hour 45 commute time for the most part. It's there's obviously a few other stops on the way, so that's going to delay it a little bit, but for the most part, there's not too many. It's a relatively pretty express bus route, and it's going to be taking you into the city. So hour and a half, hour 45 for that one. That'll be your longest of the 3 commutes. Point number 3 is going to be different demographics in Matawan. So it has about 9,600 residents, which is up 10% over the last decade. So you can see there's nice population growth there. About 30% of that population is going to be between the ages of 25 and 44, and 23% of that will be under the age of 18. What that tells me pretty much is that there's a lot of young families in the area and they're moving there. So there's a good chance if you were to move there too, that's kind of be the person who's going to be your neighbor. Their median household income is going to be roughly $125,000, and the median sales price for a home in 2023 was $490,000. Point number 4 is going to be the school district in Matawan. So Matawan and Aberdeen actually combined their resources and they formed the Matawan Aberdeen Regional School District. It's made up of 4 elementary schools, 1 middle, and 1 high school. According to niche.com, the school district itself is rated an A-, and it has 3,800 students and a 13-to-1 student-teacher ratio. It ranks in the top 25% in terms of diversity in the state, top 3rd in terms of just best public school districts in the state, and then also the top half for athletes. If you're looking for more of a private option, St. John Vianney's is located very close to Matawan. It's actually like one more road over from Lloyd Road, so it's pretty much right there. According to niche.com, it's rated an A and the 4th best private school in the county. There's 890 students, has a 13-to-1 student-teacher ratio, but this one will run you a little bit of money. It's roughly about $15,500 for the year, so be ready to pony up a little bit of cash on that one too. But it's a really great school. Highly recommend it too. Point number 5 is going to be different housing options in Matawan. I like to personally break it down to 3 different categories. You got condos and townhomes, single families, and adult communities. When it comes to the condos and townhomes, the main development you're going to want to look at is called the Preserve. The units were built between like 08, 09, 2010, somewhere in that range. So they're about like 14, 15 years old. Relatively pretty new. Most of the units are going to be between 2-bed and 2-bath. And the ones, all 3 that sold last year were all that same kind of model. They went for between 400 and 450 and were about 1,400 to 1,600 square feet. The adult communities, there's one main complex in general, it's the Matawan, that's going to be Cheesequake Village. These are all 1 level, which is good. Someone looking to downsize and retire, maybe has some health problems, this will help benefit them a little bit more. But while they're 1 story, some might be on a 2nd level and be on the next story up, so just be aware of that when you're purchasing. They all went between 170 and 280,000, and again, they're between 1 and 2 beds as well. Last but not least, you're going to have your single family homes. They're going to be scattered all throughout Matawan. There's not really a specific pocket or area that they're going to be more concentrated in. They make up the majority of housing, so they're pretty much everywhere. The price range on these is going to vary pretty greatly, but you're looking at move-in ready between about $400 all the way up to $855. That was the highest sale last year in 2023. The big thing though here is if you're looking to upgrade to like a little bit bigger of a home, maybe your forever home or whatever the case is, once you hit 4 bedrooms in Matawan, your minimum price point is going to be $550. Everything else below that's typically going to be 3 beds or smaller. If you find a 4 bedroom, you're probably gonna need a decent amount of TLC done to it. Coming in at point number 6 is going to be different shopping and dining options throughout Matawan. Most of them are going to be concentrated in one main location that's going to be on Route 34. And there's a big intersection between Route 34 and Lloyd Road where we'll have a lot of different big plazas. The first one's like food stores, for instance, is going to have Shop Rite, Stop and Shop, and Livoti's. That's all going to be right in that one little area that I just mentioned. You have a Dollar Tree store, some gyms, a bank, pretty much everything over there. Then up and down Route 34, you'll just have more businesses, small businesses there too. They'll have diners, little things like that. 2 restaurants you definitely want to check out. One on Route 34 is going to be MJ's. That is like a bar and grill. They have some outdoor seating overlooking a little bit of a lake over there too. Highly recommend checking that out. But my personal favorite is going to be Maloney's. That's going to be on the main street. Kind of like the Matawan's downtown section and everything, but they have 125 beers on tap. And if you go there, definitely recommend getting the appetizer. The Portuguese shrimp is delicious. Can't recommend that enough. Coming in at point number 7, last but not least, is going to be the different entertainment options throughout Matawan. Heading back to Route 34, you have Strathmore Lanes. This is going to be a bowling alley. Bring the friends, family, maybe you throw a kid's birthday party over there. Then if you go farther down Route 34, you're gonna have something called Bury the Hatchet. This is actually an axe throwing like just business. It's actually pretty cool. I've been there before. Seems a little dangerous at first. You kind of have to get the hang of it. It's a little nerve wracking, but then after you figure it out a little bit, it's actually pretty fun. Then if you want to go check out a concert, you have 2 different venues in the area. The first one is going to be PNC Bank Arts Center. This is going to be an outdoor arena, a pretty large one as well. They do have some covered seating, not necessarily indoor, but just covered with the top over it. So if there's ever some bad weather, if you're sitting on the inside portion, it's a little bit better for you. The other one's going to be Starland Ballroom. This is actually going to be in Saraville, which is in Middlesex County. But that's not too far from Matawan. It's pretty much close to that border over there. And yeah, it's it's like an industrial building in a pretty weird location. You never think it'd be a concert hall over there, but that one goes year round. It's actually a pretty good location as well. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope you learned a little something about Matawan and gained some value out of it. If you're looking to move to the Matawan area, feel free to reach out to me. All my contact information is down below in the comments and description. Whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or even a year out, it doesn't matter to me. Let's just get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. And if you want to move to a different part of the Central Jersey area, check out the 2 videos popping up here, and hopefully they help you out a little bit too. Have a great day.